with the not-so-startling revelation that Peter has yet again been unfaithful to Lovelia and spent the night with his harem. Now with the addition of Gobuko, a lot of them begin to raise questions about each other. The alpacas, Vegan, and Piglet are affronted that he would simply move on to another woman after waiting for them all to be knocked out as if they wouldn't realize it. While Gobuko, in her ever-present naivety, comes up with the idea that these women are simply a part of Peter's family, believing that lewd acts are simply the norm in such a group. Right as she comes to this conclusion, Piglet notices a letter Peter has received, informing him of his younger sister, Lucy's imminent visit, which causes him to completely lose what little composure he has retained and begins panicking, as Peter all but instantly packs up and attempts to flee the area before there's any chance of his sister arriving. The girls hold on to him, demanding an explanation as to why in the world he is so terrified of his own younger sibling. Before he could say anything further, there's a knock at the door. The monster has arrived. Scrambling to hide the girls and any evidence of their presence in his home, Peter has them all hide around the house before allowing Lucy to enter, while they have a conversation to catch up on each other's activities in their time apart. It is revealed that Lucy has a burning hatred for infidelity and anyone who partakes in it, due to their father being a regular philanderer that left their mother a mess. Also, there's the small, tiny, totally not important, completely insignificant detail that she seems to have murdered their father. Yeah. Between the whole Gobuko situation where she was taken away from them as kids and their dad's actions, she's not really been right in the head ever since. Already being somewhat suspicious of her brother due to his behavior upon her arrival, as well as his hesitance to let her anywhere near the cupboard, which is where the girls are hiding, Lucy decides to have a look around when Peter leaves the room to fetch some tea. He is met with a furious sibling bent on making him suffer after finding not only undergarments but also makeup and other such effects that do not belong to his fiancée. Convinced that her brother is no different than their father in his adulterous ways, Lucy chases him across the house, attempting to slice him to ribbons. However, as they make their way to the room containing the cupboard where Gobuko is hiding, Peter is struck with inspiration. He reveals their long-lost surrogate family member to Lucy, claiming that all the items she found were simply the she-goblins, and that there was nothing untoward going on at all. Lucy, who is in awe of the knowledge that Gobuko is alive at all, breaks down into tears as she reunites with her, believing her brother completely in her moment of vulnerability, and thinking that he simply hadn't wanted to spring such a massive reveal on her out of nowhere. And so, yet another crisis is averted by the tireless efforts of the world's strongest man. With the siblings and Gobuko now reunited as the family they once were, they sit down together to share a meal. Lucy is quick to note though that the meal is too well made to be the work of either Gobuko or her brother, especially considering the bare state of his kitchen, as she is reminded of her doubts as to Peter's faithfulness to Lovelia. She starts grilling him about who prepared the food. Listening in on the dinner proceedings alongside the other girls, Piglet is quick to intervene, entering the room and introducing herself as a nutrition specialist working alongside Peter as a fellow guild member. While Lucy puts up a front of acceptance, she is still not fully convinced, and plants some sort of device under the table so she can discover the truth, all while conversing with Piglet and Gobuko about how great it would be if she were to join the guild as well. The next day, over at the guild, Lucy has decided to go ahead and register as a guild member when the receptionist starts fangirling upon seeing her name, calling her by her moniker of Vermin Slayer, and gushing about how incredible she is, Gobuko joining in and speaking of Lucy's strength. This is the scene Luvelia comes across as she joins the girls and requests a spar with Lucy, as she sounds like the ideal training partner. Over at Peter's house at the same time, Vegan, Piglet, Mimi, and Lisa are yet again pressuring the man himself to join them in less than family-friendly activities. Seriously, how do they never stop? While the girls and Peter busy themselves with their bonding, Luvelia and Lucy are loosening up at the sauna after a particularly intense spar, or to be more specific, intense for Luvelia. It is clearer than ever to her that she is nowhere near the level of strength nor ability as the people surrounding her. In this case, her fiance's sister. When she confesses to feeling as much to Lucy, the younger girl admits that she's not entirely wrong, but at the same time wonders if Luvelia's stiff movements are due to pregnancy, going on to inquire about whether or not she and Peter have considered having children, as she herself is eager to be an aunt. While discussing this topic, however, Lucy soon realizes just how sheltered Luvelia truly is, not having a clue as to the reality of reproduction. She does, however, contemplate the fact that perhaps that innocence of hers is what drew her brother to the girl to begin with. As they part ways and each go on with their own day, Lucy notices Gobuko snacking on a lollipop and wonders where she got it from. Now let it be said, the goblin's heart may be in the right place, but she is far too oblivious for her own good. Gobuko instantly admits that Mimi had bribed her with a treat and promised to provide more of them as long as Gobuko kept Lucy busy for the day and away from Peter's home. Enraged at the fact that they would use Gobuko in such a way, and vindicated in her doubts about Peter's inability to keep it in his pants, Lucy practically flies over to his house, fully prepared to rip him to shreds alongside his harem. When the hero insists that it's just a misunderstanding and that they were only training, Lucy plays the device she had left under the table beforehand, revealing it to be an audio recorder that repeats everything the group said during training, with the entirety of his home being demolished in the ensuing battle for his life. Peter is absolutely terror-struck by the things Lucy threatens him with, having evidently done the same things to their father. He is rescued, however, by none other than Gobuko herself, as she steps in and refuses to lose her family again, giving Peter just the opening he needed to do what he does best, bullshit his way out of a sticky situation. Using the double entendre behind the words spoken on the audio device, the strongest man convinces Lucy that they were just playing chess the whole time, and allows his pecker to live and fight another day. Another day, another dilemma, and today is no small issue either. Peter can't get— wait, am I reading that right? Very well then. Peter Grill can no longer get it up. Yeah, that's the premise here. Take it or leave it. After the harrowing events of the previous night, where Lucy left Peter traumatized with the images of what she did to their father's meat scepter, he has been left in such a severe state of fear and anxiety that he has lost his ability to pop a boner. With the girls being beyond upset at the development, they brainstorm ideas to help overcome this obstacle. Vegan tries to cast a spell that would leave him indefinitely erect, only for the spell to be fully deflected as though off a mirror. Next up to bat is Piglet, who suggests that if the issue is stress, the logical solution would be to do something that's widely accepted as a way of de-stressing, namely spending some time at the hot springs, a surefire way to soothe both the body and mind. While Peter is sat in one of the many shallow pools at the public hot springs, He laments over the fact that Princess Luvelia was unable to join him for this activity when she appears seemingly out of thin air and starts enacting one of his fantasies, only for it to abruptly end as he realizes it was apparently a hallucination of some sort. Meanwhile, over at the royal castle, Luvelia is just as regretful about not being able to join Peter, feeling guilty about lying to him about being sick, when in reality she simply didn't wish to go against her father's wishes, who had begged her to not go to such a place, least of all with Peter. Next to try their hands at curing our hero of his ailment are the Alpaca sisters, bringing him into their tent to give him what they referred to as a special massage, soon to be joined by both Piglet and Gobuko, who only escalate said massage to the point where they eventually insert a deal. What the hell did they do to him? Yes, well, let's just say they put something in a place that's really not supposed to go and leave it there. With all the girls having tried their own ways of fixing Peter's problem, and none of them having seen any success, it seems that there is simply no hope. Peter proceeds to go to a private bath where he is joined by Vegan, only for a strange mist to appear and cause them to both lose consciousness before she can finish telling him something regarding her homeland. As Peter awakens in unfamiliar surroundings, he is faced with a trio of elves, two of them introducing the third as the Elven Nation's Goodwill Ambassador, Voltalia Eldoriel. The end. For now, as expected, this puts our hero at a loss for words. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to see part 2 as well. Hit the bell icon for notifications. I'll see you later.